The riches are in the niches, or so they say. But I've got a cautionary tale for you for anybody who doesn't already have an online business and you're looking to jump in the game just to make some extra scratch, some moolah. Thinking that if you start an online business, you're going to be on easy street. And why not? Everybody else is doing it. But to show you how important this cautionary tale is, I wore my Psycho Bunny t-shirt for you. And look, I didn't shave. That's how important this is. If this sounds like you or someone you know, then keep watching, because this is an important cautionary tale that I want to share with you. So grab the popcorn, relax, sit back, and enjoy this drama, because it's going to get juicy. For the rest of you who already have something going on and you just want some information on the concept of focusing on a niche, then you can watch this other video that I've done. It's somewhere up here on there. You'll find it. All right, so hold on. It's going to get gritty. Brace yourself. It might even ruffle some feathers and piss some of you off, but it is going to set the record straight. It's the real, as the kids would say. So, ready? Here we go. Hi, I'm Marc from the StarterCookie channel, and in this cautionary tale, we're going to need to jump back in time and go to the California gold rush. Didn't think you were in for a Western, did you? But we're going in, guns a-blazing. All right, so back on January 24th, 1848, the California gold rush started. Word took a while for it to catch on, but by the end of 48 and into the early 49s, gold fever had struck. Approximately 300,000 people headed to California from America and the rest of the world. Imagine 300,000 people all working side by side on their claims, trying to find gold. What could go wrong? And that doesn't even include the tens of thousands of people that died trying to get there. Everything was thrown at them like disease, lawlessness, hard work with very little payback. Especially for the people without skills, people who didn't know what they were doing, people who got taken advantage of by the merchants, the land claim owners, and so on. And the biggest losers, they were the people who arrived late and missed out on all the big opportunities and were forced to pay the inflationary rates, all in the name of dreaming to make it big. Yes, there was the odd unicorn that did strike it rich, like there always is, but the majority of them were wild horses with no direction or no knowledge on how to prospect. So I want to bring this to today's new gold rush, the online business. But first, I want to explain to you the adoption curve. There are the innovators that come first, people who jump on something right away. Then there are the early adopters who are next in line, who really want what's being offered, people willing to take a chance on something. Then there are the early majority who have to research everything first, who jump on something after it's been established and there's a buzz on it. And then there's the late majority who jump on something after all the buzz has happened, people who like to take a safe bet. And that leaves us with the laggards. Those are the people who are typically late to the party just as the buzz is winding down. Now let's draw the gold rush on top of the adoption curve. At the beginning of 1848, you get the innovators, and then through the rest of 48, you get the early adopters. In 49 through 50, you get the early majority and the late majority, and 51 on, you get the laggards. By 51, all the easy gold had been extracted, making it less attractive to the individual prospector. Now it took more capital because the gold was hard to get to, needing hydraulics to dig for it. Therefore, mining companies were formed. So who could afford to do that? Well, they were the people who got in early and made a lot of money, or other corporations deciding to get into the mining business. Aside from the big players, it was the banks, the general stores, the mining supply companies, and the saloons that were making all the money from the prospectors. So let's look at today's online business and drop that on the adoption curve. It was around the early 2000s that online businesses really started taking off, and by 2010, a lot of online education and information marketing companies started popping up, telling people they could start their own online businesses and they would show them how. So they would be considered the innovators. And the people who bought their products, we would call them the early adopters. But it took a long time to happen. It wasn't overnight. It was a slow, progressive growth that was hard-won and deserved. The innovators and the early adopters really learned their craft. And then 2020 happened, COVID, the new gold rush. With everybody stuck at home, the innovators and the early adopters that were selling their courses on how to make money online just took off like wildfire. Because they had been in it for a while, they made off like bandits. They were like the gold rush people selling their claims and mining supplies and land, etc. They had the goods, buy from them, and you could get rich. Now, the online space just blew up, and before they knew it, everyone and their uncle had something to sell online. But before you knew it, the majority of people buying online courses just trying to make a buck didn't have any business experience and didn't know what they were doing. Even when they were sold a course on how to do something, they struggled with it. And just like those at the end of the gold rush, we're in the laggard stage. Many people have failed, or they're failing right now, miserably because they just don't have the skills. And soon we might see those people going back to the mining companies, so to speak, to get a job. Everyone's not built to be an entrepreneur. It takes time and patience to learn the art of business. Anyone that tells you that all you need to know is 10% more than the other person and voila, you have a business, they just aren't telling you all the facts. Anybody can teach you how to sell a product. There's always going to be a buyer. But how you gain trust and market yourself to the online world is a long game, and it takes time. In today's information overload, what you need to offer, whether it be a product or a service, needs to be specific and niche. You need to be in the minority of people teaching or selling it, or be one of the few games in town. It's like I said before, there's always going to be some unicorns that are going to defy the odds, and that could even be you. But for the majority of us normies, it's kind of the way it is. So that brings us to where we are right now. The online business is currently in the laggard phase of its gold rush. COVID was the height of our gold rush. It was kind of a dream scenario that's not going to happen again anytime soon. And what it left us with was a lot of confused people trying to sort out their businesses, just trying to make a living. Or worse, licking their wounds because they didn't have the skills or knowledge to make it work. Just like that poor prospector who went home poorer than when he started. I know, it's a sad story. Get out the Kleenex. But that's where we are. We're currently in the red ocean phase of the online business. And what I mean by that, there was this book back in 2005 that was published called The Blue Ocean Strategy, which was all about finding your niche to make you stand out. But now we're just in the shark-infested red water of a lot of businesses that are fighting it out just for scraps. And for anyone without a good plan or a solid business sense is bound to get sucked into that red ocean. And it's unfortunately a race to the bottom. So for anyone selling you something, telling you that they can help you make money online, are just like the general stores and the mining suppliers during that gold rush era, promising you your dreams with no clear business plan or strategy to get you there. And harder still, a way for you to stick it out. All they're giving you is a map and some tips. If your livelihood doesn't depend on you for instant cash, then you're in a great place because you can afford to play the long game. Now, some of you might have the financial resources to get you there quicker, and that's great because money does have a way of solving problems. But unless you have a great plan and you know for certain you're onto something, then I think you should heed this cautionary tale. You know what? Maybe there's a silver lining to this story. Maybe a lot of you are intrapreneurs. And that's where you take your skills and you join a company as an intrapreneur, where you get some profit share based on your skills and ability to help them grow. Look for a video we have on that. Now, I know a few of you are probably yelling at this video, crying, calling me a dream crusher. Well, I know, but the real is real. I just hate seeing people throwing away their hard-earned cash to put somebody else's kids through college and getting little back in return. So if you're going to do this and you're stoked about becoming an entrepreneur, doing something you can call your own. Then pick something that you're knowledgeable in, something that you're passionate about, and that gives you the edge. That way you're not gambling on something like just having 10% more knowledge than someone else. That ship has sailed. That dog don't hunt. That's cuckoo bananas. And if you haven't already, watch my other video. It's all about what niche should you focus on as an entrepreneur. It'll give you a better sense of how to get into it with your eyes wide open. All right, before we wrap up, remember, every challenge in the online business world comes with an opportunity. So if my cautionary tale didn't scare you away and you're still eager to establish your online business and you need support, well, I invite you to join us over at StarterCookie. In our StarterCookie community, you'll find a lot of resources from comprehensive business templates and in-depth guides and strategies, along with an engaged community of entrepreneurs just like you. Passionate business owners striving for success, passionate to share their insights and experiences. So when you join, you get access to exclusive content, timely led expert discussions about trending business topics, and the support you need to thrive. You can learn more and join us at StarterCookie.com. And hey, if you hung in there with me, bravo to you. And hey, if you found this information valuable and you want more insight on niche selection, or niche selection as some might say, and navigating the online business landscape, well, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing more tips and strategies that will guide you on your entrepreneurial path right here. Until then, here's to all you wild horses looking for those green pastures. Hopefully we can help you find that. Ciao for now. I'll see you in the next video.